All right, everybody, it's Cleta the Cheetah. It's our Boss Babe call, July the 29th, 2025, and we are fresh back from seminar in Charlotte, North Carolina. The very first time Mary Kay has ever had seminar in Charlotte instead of Dallas, Texas. And I can't tell you how many times last week I said, I'll see you in Dallas. Can't wait to go to Dallas. 40 years, okay, 39 years. I have been going, and then Mary Kay has been doing it for 62 years. But Mary Kay did a great job transitioning over to Charlotte. They combined two seminars. They did not know the convention center. They were supposed to be able to have this last seminar in Dallas this year, and then it was going to be next year. So they told them in September, right before the top director trip last year, that oops, we're tearing it on down. And Mary Kay, can you imagine how they had to start scrambling to find a place to get, we had 6 or 7 thousand in our group, and there was 7 or 8 thousand in the next group. That's a lot of people to coordinate. It's a lot of things to fly down to Dallas or drive down to Dallas to make it as special as it is at Seminar in Dallas. So they did a great job, and we all had so much fun. The Cheetahs, we had 10 people, including Brad. And so we had us a nice little group. We ate a lot, we laughed a lot, and we celebrated a lot. So I'm going to be calling them up today to share a little bit about their seminar experience and maybe a class or a speech that they heard that they'd like to share a couple things for those of y'all that maybe did not get to go, or maybe you went, but you were in a different class. Okay. So we're going to start out with Selah. I'm going to pull her up here and let her take it away. Selah.
Okay. Hey everyone. Well, first of all, I wrote everything down in this really cool notebook that Cleta gave us at our awards. But the only problem is I write big and I had to write fast. And so some of my stuff I could not even read when I got home. I'm like, are you writing in Chinese? So what I did is I went through and I just highlighted like one or two, like a tip, from several different pages. And I don't necessarily know who it's from. So I'm just going to share the tips because I thought they were so, so good. And the first one is that the little things really do matter. Little things, the consistency and the little daily things that we're doing are what makes a difference. It's in your business being successful or not successful. The next one was how cool is it that we were invited into Mary Kay and that we are all an invitation in human form? And I guess I never have looked at it that way, that we are, y'all, the only way that people get in Mary Kay by inviting them. We are the human form of the invitation. And that makes it kind of, well, just more serious and it's more weighty, at least for me, it was. Um, the uncommon power, there is uncommon power in working one more day. Like when we're ready to quit, there is uncommon power in working one more day. This was probably one of my most favorite tips, and it was from Kayla Simon. I do remember that. And she said, hey, y'all, it is okay to pencil your appointments in for three. Like if you have one customer and you say, okay, we're going to pick 3 dates. So you pencil them in. I'm just going to pencil you in for 3 different dates. And she said, what happens is if the first one doesn't work out, which a lot of times it does, then you move on to the second one. And it takes the pressure off, and you've already built in a safety net, which I thought was genius. Okay, the next one was start over every single day. Don't take a day for granted. Protect what you value. Start over every single day. Show up for everything. And again, the little things make a big difference. And she said they were saying value your time and do it now, do it now, do it now. Because there's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time. The blessing is in the now. And then, of course, Julia Burnett, or I know Cleta posted that. Y'all, please listen. I was going to talk about her whole thing, and then Cleta posted it, so many of you may have watched it, but it was so powerful. My second favorite tip was this, that Mary Kay is the safest place for a woman to fall, and we all fall down. And out in the real world, that can be a really tough thing. But y'all, we are so blessed that we are in Mary Kay, and it is such a safe place to fall because our girlfriends are there, our sister consultants, to help pick us up. And, for those of us that are saying, oh my goodness, I don't want to start again. Are you serious? I really do not, should I start over? She said to remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made and do not live in the shame of anything. She said so many live in shame, but you are to begin again. You aren't starting over, you are starting wiser. You're a totally different person than when you started before. And I thought that was so precious. And then the last one is humans are the only creatures on the planet that can live 40 years one way and clap their hands and decide that no more, I'm changing my story. And I thought that was so powerful. So those were a few of my takeaways.
Great. Selah, I love that. Whoa, hang on. That sounds kind of crazy. Um, I love Julia Burnett. And I just, as people are sharing the videos on the Top Director Boxer group, I'm just going to throw them over there to y'all.
Yeah,
And really, you kind of need to watch them again anyway, because you watch them once and you're like you say, it's dark, your hands are tired, and you can't read a blessed thing you wrote. So
right.
it's really nice to just like, as you put your makeup on in the morning, hit one
Hmm.
of those and play it. And if you did do the virtual seminar, like some of you did, you can play those and you can have access to those for a while. And I did do the virtual, so I'm excited to go back. Now, I didn't even think about this, but I can watch the awards night, I believe, for the other seminars, at least the speeches. So anyway, I got to pull up that virtual seminar and check that out. So thank you, Selah. Thank you so much. Okay. And Selah, before I take you off of here, Selah did get to go on stage for the National Court of Sales. So just a minute about what that feels like.
That was, I had done it one time before and then not done it a year or two. And I was determined last year that I was going to do it again. And it's just amazing. It's special. You just feel like all of the effort, the ups and downs were totally worth it. And the other thing about seminar this year, where, like Cleta said, there were so many people that came up to us and said, hey, we're watching you. And so I just want to tell everyone, don't ever think that what you're doing doesn't matter, because you never know who's watching and who God has placed in your path that you don't even really know that they're there. It was just so touching to meet so many people. So thank you.
Yes, me too. And even at the second seminar, I had some girls come up to me and they're like, we watch, it was four beautiful ladies. They're like, we watch you every single week. It pops up. And one girl said, she said, my husband and I, he's like, is that Cleta the cheetah? And I'm like, I'm dying. She goes, we're trolls. We watch you
Yeah,
every single week. And, and he's like, you watch Cleta the cheetah today? She goes, I bet he says your name every single day. I said, that
yeah.
is hilarious. And so,
Mhm.
anyway, but one of the things they did say is they are inspired by all of you, not just me, but by all of you that speak. And so, thank you for showing up because you're blessing a lot of people that maybe their sales director is retired or older or in health or just doesn't do virtual, and they get a little bit from our unit. And so
Mhm.
that's why I do it live and that's why I just go public, okay? And just we share all our business, and we're not perfect in our unit, but we do have a good time. We do love each other. So thank you,
Mhm.
Selah, so much. I appreciate
Thank,
you.
thank you.
Okay, we're gonna pull up Linda Roof next. Linda, hang on, let me remove the spotlight from Selah. Okay. Okay, Linda, take it away. And make sure you unmute, Linda.
Okay, sorry. I'm kind of like Sayla. I'm pulling bits and pieces from a lot of the different speakers, and if I happen to remember the speakers, um, I'll let you know. But one of them had said something about an action to do is to look for 3 to 5 names, and they need to have spark, and you need to look as if you're looking for a draft pick for your team members, kind of like as if you're doing like how the NFL does a draft pick, and so that's the kind of team members you need to be looking for. And then another one said, make sure you know your I story, because that is really going to help to, you know, um, when you're talking to people, know your I story. I forget which one was talking about that too. Um, I forget who was that talking about that. And then I know Lisa Prescott was the one that was talking about like organization. Um, you have to organize your home, organize your mind. And she was also talking about to understand time management. Um, and then like what really do a time audit. What is your time wasters? Um, and then like figure out what your time wasters are, because that could really how be I guess you could say a negative thing in causing you not to be able to get your things done that you really want to do with your Mary Kay business and stuff like that. And then I think she was saying, even if you're having problems with trying to, like, for instance, get your dinner cooked even with for your husband, then put stuff in a pot in order to get time, your food cooked for your husband at night. Um, so that even though I don't have a husband, that was kind of like, oh, well, that makes sense. So that really she had a really good speech. And then the other one was I didn't write them all together. Um, Another one, I think it was Deborah Bailey, had said, um, you have to chase your excellence. Seminar is a soul experience. That one really made a lot of sense to me, because there's no way to really explain what seminar really is until you've been there. And that really made a whole lot of sense to me. Um, you know, and then, don't take the easy way out. And I there was probably a lot of pieces in that whole Deborah Bailey speech that I missed as far as writing down, because it was so hard to keep writing and to keep up with everything that everybody was saying. Um, but that really, made a whole lot of sense to me. And then I think she did say, give yourself room to dream too. That was another one that I got out of that one. Oh, and then I know for sure Kim McClure was talking about Nehemiah, which made so much sense with our Bible study. When she was talking about Nehemiah and building the wall, and then that she had talked about our pink wall, and then God's vision to rebuild the wall. And then she was talking about don't come down um, off the wall. And then she also asked, has your vision dimmed? Finish I wrote down, finish timeline, is it too far? And then also continue to keep building. And then is there dust in the air? I don't remember. And then dust can turn into mud. I don't remember what all that totally meant. But that was another thing I wrote down. So again, I think they were talking about distractions and stuff like that. So but she had a really, really good speech. I really love Kim McClure's speech. And I think the last thing I wrote down was about Susan Moore, and she was talking about managing the noise, and that we treat people on the inside and outside, because I have never heard it put like that. And so that really rang out to me too. And then I think I forgot how to really pronounce her last name, but Laura Catton,
Attenbreaker.
Yeah. And she said, when you have product on your shelf, you have money in your hands. And I know, Cleta, you have said that before too. And that really makes sense to me. And I know you've said it before too. So I was like, that's really resonated with me. But I mean, all the speakers was really awesome. And that's one thing that I hated to like even get up and really have to go to the bathroom because I didn't want to miss any of the
Right.
speakers.
Right.
So they were really powerful. So like when you say if you want to go back and listen to any of the recordings of the speeches, I really want to listen to them again because there's I feel like there's pieces that I missed in all the
Me
in
too.
all the speeches.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Linda. And the thing about the dust, which you were saying, you're building the wall and it starts getting dusty, and then sometimes it rains and it's muddy. Sometimes it's muddy in the middle of your dreams, and in the middle you finish and it gets kind of messy. So I love that too. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Donna next. Donna Taylor. Okay, Donna, take it away.
Am I ready now?
Yes, now you're ready.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Um, sorry, I've been playing in my hair.
You're
I was a little
good.
nervous, but I learned to live in your potential and to grow from within, and always have daily wins. And like Selah said, Mary Kay is the safest place if we make a mistake or things get messy, because our sisters in Mary Kay and in Christ, they lift you up. They lift you up in prayer. So don't worry about messing up. And that's what I've learned, and that is so true. And know your purpose and get clear on your purpose. Know what you're going after, set your goals, because Mary Kay is the vehicle for God to use us. Isn't that awesome? It's just a tool. It's just a tool. We can't mess it up because we've already had the queen, Mary Kay Ash, to set us and get us in motion. So trust in God, walk in faith, and when you get in those valleys, they're there to fuel you and to get you going again, to propel you to climb that mountain. And we're going to climb it because growth is messy. If y'all saw my table right now, oh my goodness, it looks like Walt Disney threw up in here with all this stuff. But and it's going to get cleaned up, and I'm going to get back at it again. But when you're creating and you're working, it does get messy. But look at the end result. And so I feel, and I heard this several times, that Mary Kay is a calling. It's a movement of women, and it's a ministry. And so if we use it as God, like we're God's tools. And so one thing one lady said, she said, I want you to wake up every morning knowing that you are going to go out in whatever you do and you're going to make a difference. Now, you might not know it right then, but you are going to make a difference. So if you just wake up every morning, talk to the Lord, do your little stuff you got to do, and think, oh, I'm going to make a difference today. Thank you, Jesus. You're going to use me to make a difference. And then those differences that you make start flooding in. I got chill bumps. Woo! Cleta Nation, we gonna rock this world, girls. We gonna rock it. So count your blessings. Your blessings are going to come. I learned this too from using your talents. Every one of us has a talent. You better find your
Mhm.
talent. If you don't know it, you better get it, because that's what's going to boost you. So let's do it. And guess what? Dreams do come true. I walked across the stage this time. I'd have never thought. I thought, oh, that's about 5 years away. No, it was this year. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. And I got to walk up there with a little sailor. Oh my goodness. And I met some amazing people back there. And it wasn't even about the ring. Yes, it's beautiful, but just to know that you accomplished something for your team and your unit. So even if you're a shy little mouse or a loud mouth like me, You got talent and you're going to make a difference. Go get them, girls.
Absolutely. Love me some Donna Taylor. Donna and I sat beside each other, so she got to just hear me say all
Loved
kinds
it.
of crazy stuff the whole entire time.
Loved it.
Bienvenida. Bienvenida.
Cheerleader.
And so I'm trying to speak my Spanish. And
That's right.
anyway, we had a good time. Donna, thank you. I love every single thing you said, and I'm so proud of you. That first time you go on stage, you really never forget it because you're like, I can't even believe
I couldn't
I
believe it.
actually accomplished it and I'm back here.
And I
Like,
was wearing sequins on top of that. That never has happened in
when's
my
the
whole
last time you
life.
have been in a long sequin dress?
I don't mind wearing it. I'll do
Yeah,
it again.
it's the first time.
It's my first time. Even there was a lot of first times for me.
Yeah.
This is the first time I really felt beautiful. Like
Oh,
I know my sister tells me I'm pretty. I'm pretty inside. I used to hear this all the time. If I had your personality and your sister's body, boys would
Oh
tell
my
me
God.
that all the time. And I
oh,
say, let me tell you something. There's more to this than this body, sweetheart, but I hate you missing out. Hate it. And I didn't really care. The boys got on my nerves anyway.
yeah.
But anyway, I really felt beautiful and everybody around me was beautiful and my unit is beautiful and it's just nothing like it. It's nothing like it. I'm sorry to
And
butt in,
what
Miss Lita.
That's okay. The thing is when you're backstage or going on stage, you look around and you're like, this isn't I mean, everybody looks different. There's short people,
Mm-hmm.
tall people, big people,
Mm-hmm.
skinny people. There's crazy people, purple hair, blonde hair, no hair. I mean, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so it is what's inside, but you did look so beautiful. I mean, that picture that Nadlin or somebody took for you in the hotel, I'm like, that's the prettiest picture I've ever seen, Donna. It's gorgeous. So thank
The
you.
prettiest picture
Donna
I ever
was
saw of me.
Donna was queen of my unit, and Sayla was number two. And I thought about them. Actually, when I was on stage, I thought about y'all too. And I thought, what a difference. You two, that's $80,000 retail toward the unit goal. I mean, like you did your goal, but that's 80,000 toward our unit. That's a big fat chunk. So you did make a huge difference, you and Sayla both in all of our princess courts. I mean, you think about a princess court that's 20,000. That's a lot. Two princess court is 40. So you got those two and the other, that's $120,000, y'all. So anyway, thank you so much, Donna. Just love you to pieces. And everybody else does too.
I love y'all.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up look at my little thing. Sandra Griffin next. Sandra, let me find you, sister. There she is. Okay, there you go, Sandra.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, excuse me. I'm muted. So, seminar was great. Everybody, y'all need to go. That's all I can say. It's a different experience. It's different every time. It's just like it's like every time you go, never been, you know. But just a few tips or things that I picked up there. Um, and this one really stood out, and it really should stand out to all of us if we gotten in a slump. It says, if people don't see you, they forget you. They forget you exist. People buy buy from from you because they remember you. They know you. Post about your life. You know, if you're on Facebook, not don't always make it about Mary Kay. Just post about your life. When people see you, they know you and you don't want to get on Facebook. Oh, somebody says, "Oh, you still sell Mary Kay?" That's not a compliment. So just make sure people don't forget you, and have your strategy. In the really the best thing in the strategy for Mary Kay is freedom and flexibility. That's one of the number one things with Mary Kay. And also organizational ideas. Have weekly ideas. um Always, if there's a product that you love, your favorite product, showcase it. Products you love, put it out there. Someone else might like it. And just like a brain dump. Just go through and just, well, I'm going to try this product and just put it out there. They don't know it exists, or maybe someone that's looking for something new, but just always, if you don't know what to put out there what you like. Excuse me, what your favorite thing is. Let's see. And also parties are essentials. Um, Parties are, essential. They build connections. They get you to, get you to know people. They get the people when you do the parties, they get the quality of the product. They learn to, and you can teach them, to learn the product, and they can just kind of, in a party, you can really just pivot your business if you party with a purpose, and have at least five parties a week. I don't remember, that was Melinda Nash Bell, I think. And highlighted, written the page. And this one was really good. It says plan your productivity. It says time strategies, organization. It says success is about being intentional. Be intentional. Don't just throw it out there and go, okay, let's see what it does. You follow up, you make sure people are getting likes. You're getting likes if you put it on Facebook, or you're following up with whatever idea you sent to someone. Focus on what's in front of you. Like, don't worry about what's over here, what's over there. What do you have right now? What do you have right now? Use what you have right now and focus on that. And when you're productive and consistent, in everything you do, then that's when your business will change. But you have to be productive. You can't say, okay, I'm gonna do whatever and sit there and look at it, and it's not gonna get done because you thought about it. You have to put it into action. And I can't remember who said this, maybe still Lisa Prescott. She said, journal everything you do, like everything, no matter what, whether it's okay, today, as far as your Mary Kay life and even your personal life, I sold a lipstick today. It's kind of keep up with what you're doing. It will remind you of what you did, and you kind of look back, well, I did this, because you have a record of what you've done. And it's a time audit of yourself. Like, figure out what is eating up your time. Is it Mary Kay, or is it just nothing, eating up your time? Just make sure you figure out what's eating up your time, whether it's social media. You're on social media 2-3 hours, that's not getting you any money, unless you're still not getting you any money if you're on it for 2 or 3 hours even posting. It doesn't take that long to put things on there. And then figure out what you've done all day. Like, okay, so at the end of the day, and you kind of sit back and look, okay, what did I do that was productive today towards my business? And always have IPAs, and that is income producing activities. That's what that is. I mean, have a party, do a virtual or whatever, but just have something that's gonna produce some income. And that was pretty much. There's a lot more stuff, but those were just kind of the high points. And one other thing that she did, somebody said, I think Cindy Fox was said, set a goal to do 250 faces this time next year, this seminar year, 250 faces. So,
All right.
okay, that's it.
That'll solve any kind of problem that you're having with your business.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
that right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much, Sandra.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. Okay, Miss Penny, let me find her on here. Where is she? Penny, there she is. Okay.
Okay. Hey, sorry, I was actually having to work on a customer's order but I
That's
was
all
listening.
right. You're good.
What I heard was perseverance, do something every day, and to learn to know the technology, like on our phone, where we can do the search and replace, where we could embed our website, like if somebody were looking for foundations or something. I'm not real sure. I got to go back that, but pretty much learn your phone, learn the technology, use it, since that's how it's going. And share your progress with others. Have an accountability partner. Have fun. Like Sandra said, also just post your daily life, not make it all about Mary Kay, and make what you're doing easy, and so someone else could duplicate it. If they see you doing it, think, all I have to do is, what do you say, Donna? Point and squirt.
Yeah.
And to look ahead, go ahead and order your red jacket. Just look ahead. Where you are now does not determine your future. And all those ladies, all of them started, they started with just being a consultant. So it was drive and determination, and keep your vision and your goal, and have a goal, and then have a God goal that only God could help you reach. And what is it? And organization. You work better, and you can work more efficiently with being organized. If there's something somebody else could do, let them do it. Let's see. Tell folks about the freedom and flexibility. Post and tell other people about products you love. And it's just only. Don't get so upset about something. It's just only. Like it's just only a party if it doesn't. You have 0 attendees. Tomorrow's going to be better. And use all the products. You can't recommend anything that you don't use. And you need to know the products. And let's see. Oh, you need to know how to close your party. If you don't have a good closing, then your party's not gonna, it's almost if your time was wasted. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who said that, but that's what I've gotten written down here. And there's just so many more nuggets, but the one thing that stuck out to me was perseverance, and work a little bit every day. Do something on your Mary Kay business every day, and take it one step at a time, and you will get there. That's all I got.
And Penny, it was your very first seminar. So
Yeah.
was it about what you thought it was going to be? Was it different? Was it better? Was it bigger? Was it smaller?
It was bigger. It was more grandiose than what I thought. And just the camaraderie and the sisterhoodship with everybody there, not just our unit, but everybody. I was just blown away. I'm so glad I went. I'll be back next year.
Awesome. Because really all of my friends in Mary Kay, it's because of going to these events. You meet them, then you become friends, and then all of a sudden they're your bestie. So, thank you so much, Penny. I was so glad you came, and thank you for sharing. Okay.
You.
And I love Mama Kitty behind you. Okay.
Yeah. He's bad.
Daddy Kitty.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, girl. Okay, Deborah, I know that she had a party tonight. So, Deborah, are you prepared to speak for about 5 minutes?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
All right. Oh, she's ready. Look at me and Deborah. We're twinners. Okay. Go ahead, sister Deborah Taylor Barrett.
Y'all, I had so much fun. I have laughed so hard. I miss everybody. I did feel like I was like in Hollywood watching shows, but it was wonderful. Amy, how do you say her last name? Scale, S-A-S-C-A, School.
Amy Schul.
She's so great. Y'all, she has 5 kids, and she literally described like what she talked about our time and using the weekly plan sheet, because I don't know about y'all, but I've been there for years and years and years. You go to these events and all, and you're like, I'm going to do that. I'm this, I'm that. And nothing ever really happens. You let everybody and everything infiltrate your schedules. And she said when she started doing these small things with her time management, and we know us women, and she said about multitasking, we all try to multitask. And she's like, that I've heard it before, avoid it, because you, number one, you get fatigued, and number two, you don't complete half of it and you're frustrated. But anyway, long story short, use the weekly plan sheet. What are you doing with your time? And manage your priorities. What is a priority right now in Mary Kay for you? And by doing the weekly plan sheet, you can manage your time. Tell it where to go, like we do our money we're supposed to do. But on Sunday night or Monday, she said on Sunday night, she looks at her appointments, what she already has. And this is the biggest thing: block out 30 minutes twice or 3 times a day. And I think we heard this also before this seminar, the other one. Kathy, is it Fox? Cindy Fox. But anyway, she said block out the 30 minutes, and she calls it her power session. And it does work. But in that power session for 30 minutes, you are unavailable, and you schedule that on your day. And go back, if you have bookings, be specific about, okay, a lot of times we don't follow up, and make sure you write down what you're going to do. Just jot it down in that 30 minutes, who you're going to follow up with, and check it off. Who are you booked? What do you need to do as far as what you have planned for the week for your class? Do you need to talk to the hostess? Do you need to get the list? Do you need to schedule a sharing appointment? Because you do have these ladies over here, and you meant to call them and you're thinking about them, but do it like in your power session. And then who else, if you don't know, if you're, out of whatever, just sit there and ask the Lord to bring women to your mind. Surely there's somebody and something that who you can call to set up another appointment. Also, real quick about I know that some of the ladies have shared about the Instagram and Facebook. So that is a no-brainer about it is free advertisement every day. And we need to do it every day. And whether it's, a quick, she said what, the Instagrams, the reels are what, like 6 seconds, literally. She goes, nobody's going to sit there if they have much time. They're not going to sit there and watch you put on, from start to finish. She's talking about these little quick blurbs of your life, and how, Mary Kay's in your life, and not, like Sandra said, not to put everything of Mary Kay on there. Special activities, and connect with other women. Like, I mean, I've been through menopause and stuff. Like, I have a empty nest. Just things that you'll attract people, like what you're going through. Anyway, and then the big thing is, I was guilty of this. I have, about when you post something and you're like, you look back, like, what, dang, I only got 2 people. She said people are definitely, they're watching you to see what else. They don't always respond. But if you do have anybody that responds any kind of way, she said, go to direct message them or direct DM you and say you have details on that product that you showed, or that, whatever it is you may be advertising, so to speak. Like, reach out to every single one of them. Even when we post about our events, she's like, every single body that showed up, that is a target for you to contact. And then last but not least, and I know y'all have heard the Mrs. Tab, but the Kelly Filipino, is that her last name? She was talking about leading, and she kind of just went back to the basics about how to be confident, empowered, and you want to inspire your team members and those around you, even when you facial them, to be, you're leading them to be independent in some kind of way, whether you're going to interview them, you just want them to be independent, whatever part of Mary Kay they fit in, and about creating more to create momentum for your team building. And she went through the Mrs. Cab And she said, just remember, every facial matters. And I know everybody already knows that. But Mrs. Cab, this and the 6 reasons to start, those 2 things, infiltrate your iStory while you're talking about Mrs. Cab. And I don't know about y'all, but I've gotten frustrated because like I've left money on the table or they scooted out before I thought I was going to finish. But make this a priority and we've played the game. Everybody get your purse out. Let's play Mrs. Cab. M, who has something with M in their purse? I mean, you can carry it that far into the game, but she was mainly talking about tell them what Mrs. Cab is: money, recognition, self growth, car and community, A's for advancement and opportunity, and B is be your own boss. And weave in your iStory in that, because next you're going to turn around and you're going to ask them, which one do you think about for you? Which one stands out the most? And you get them thinking about, Mary Kay, like in their life. And then I've got a sheet that has the 6 qualities of women, the beauty type, blah, blah, blah. And keep it to those 2 things. And then she just says, this is what it takes to get started, and what the options are, the starter kits. And she says, after hearing the information that you've heard, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to start my team for only $35? And, I mean, that's back to the basics, I know. But she also said this: she always, 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 if she's going for leadership, or any of us in red, or people who want to be, get with your team members and do a 15-minute 3-call with three-way call, and let the guests ask like 3 questions, and so everybody's, you're picking their brain and like get on with it, get them signed up or what else, because people think about it and think about it and think about it. And then she does this other thing: focus on one thing every week. She calls it 5 by Friday. Whether it's, 5 beauty appointment sessions, booking parties, faces, business appointment. But at the beginning of her week, it makes it a lot more fun, like with the team. What are your 5 things you're going to focus on by Friday that you're going to get done? I'm sorry. I just hope I didn't ramble.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's so much to tell. I mean, like we are going to try to wrap it up. But thank you so much, Deborah. You look beautiful. You have really good lighting there today. Proud of you. Okay, so you guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. I hope that some of you that didn't go get a feel of what we're talking about. It's so exciting. And I'm just going to wrap it up with this with 2 things. I stayed a little late and I went to a little workshop that Karen Bridle, Bridget Shaw, and Dawn Alton Sweeney did, and they invited Kathy Halou, National Sales Director Emeritus, Debbie Moore, National Sales Director Emeritus, Elaine Williams, and Sue Ubel, just powerhouse legacy leaders in the company. And they live in Charlotte. A couple of them do. And, they're over wearing heels and dress, like they're retired, right? They're in 71, I think. Anyway, they dressed up. They looked like a million. They came on it in there in high heels, and they shared stories of Mary Kay. And one of the things Karen Bridle said is she said, think about you when like opportunities arise for you and how you're going to open the door to an opportunity. She said, do you go like this, or do you open that door and you walk like a boss into the opportunity that you have been given? So I want y'all to think about that. If there's anything that you're like thinking about doing, are you just creeping in there, just kind of cracking the door and thinking, I don't know, or just open the door? And we are on a boss babe call, not a whiny baby call. Okay. We're on a boss babe call. So we are boss babes, not whiny babies. So I want you to think about that. And she said, what's that one thing that you will do every month for the next 11 months? What is it? Think about it. Will you it's like making a declaration. I will do whatever you decide. 30 faces a month for the next 11 months. If, that is, if I don't do anything else, I'm going to do that. Or I will sign 2 people up every single month for the next 11 months, And she said, think about what that one thing is that you're going to do it could be, I will make 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week for the next 11 months. And watch what happens when you're faithful to something that you tell God that you're going to do. She said, just watch what happens because he's looking for faithful women, faithful people to work through. And if you're faithful on what you say out of your mouth, he knows he can bless you with different things. And so I just really love that. Also, Sue Ubel talked about getting in a medal mindset, and so did Kathy Halou. They all did. In fact, at the end of the day, they had a challenge, and it's a gold medal challenge. And it's to gold medal, which is 5 new agreements, 5 team members for 5 months in a row. She said you can pick July, August, September, October, November, or you can pick August through, December, whichever one you want to pick. And she said, it will change your life. Kathy Halou had letters. She's like, this was my first gold medal I got that Mary Kay wrote me a letter. And this was my second gold medal that and this was my third gold medal. And I don't even remember, I wrote down how many one of them was, but it was so many. You're like, wow, of how many gold medals they got in their Mary Kay career because they were constantly looking for people. And Mary Kay Ash was with Kathy Halou. This was a kind of a funny story. And they were, oh, it was Kathy Halou or Debbie Moore, but they were on an elevator and together. And she said, I was a director and everything. She said, but there's this sharp woman that came out of the suite that got on the elevator. She goes, I'm talking like, look like Saks Fifth Avenue, just like a boss. And she said, and Mary Kay kept going and hitting her. She goes, and I'm sitting there going, I don't even know what to say. She goes, and she just kept, and she goes, so finally I said, do you know who this is? And then the lady goes, no. And then Kathy said, this is Mary Kay Ash. She owns a cosmetic company. And then the lady goes, wow. Anyway, then the elevator opened and Mary Kay just looked at her. She goes, well, at least you opened your mouth. She says, so just know that even if you don't say the right things, by trying and open up your mouth, you're gonna get it and know the right things to say, but you got to start somewhere, you got to start somewhere. And she just really they talked about Mary Kay a lot of great stories about Mary Kay. And so I'm going to end with this. What I was thinking about when I was on stage, we were in the top 10 and it was pretty cool. There were 16 directors that did the Circle of Excellence or above in the Ruby seminar. And so then the top 10, they called out in alphabetical order and they called us out on the stage. And then they said, number 10 and then number 9. And we were number 9. And Grace Gloria in our unit, I think it was Grace or it was Christine Gingerella. I think it's Christine Gingerella, actually. She said, and look, you had 9 people at seminar. But anyway, and then they said our unit. And I was just standing up there and I thought, of all these wonderful, smart, amazing directors who lead awesome units, we were number 9. And we were number 9, even though we had a hurricane in Valdosta that just wiped out a bunch of stuff. I mean, awful this year. Even though we had 2 of our unit members lost their husbands this year, and me, a good friend, Selah's husband, even though I had been to the hospital with my mom, my aunt, my uncle, I mean, like, life is going to it's going to happen. And I want to say that you can still reach big things in your vision, even though this year, we're going to have some stuff that happens. No year is just a breeze year. And just
Right.
because that happens, that's not a sign that you're not going to make it. It's not. So I think if you just are faithful in the process, you keep doing what you know to do, the Lord is the one that will fill the gap for you when you can't. So I want y'all to remember that. And I know we're going to have a great year. I just I pray blessings on every single solitary one of you. And that the Lord gives you the desires of your hearts and gives you a vision that when you were sitting there, you're like, I see myself up there wherever. And don't think it's too big. And just like Donna said tonight, she thought, well, maybe 5, 6 years from now, I'll do that. Nope, she did it the next year. You don't know. You don't know. So You guys, I'm excited. We're going to have a great year. Thank you to all of you who shared. We have two more that went that could not share tonight. Jennifer and people. So hopefully they can get on and share at another time. But thank y'all. We will see you next week. We will be doing the everything you need to know about August next Monday night. So we're fixing to wrap up July. We got Thursday to get it done, y'all. And guess what? A lot can happen in the next 3 days. A
Yes.
lot can happen. So if Nehemiah can go build that wall in, well, I think it was 81 days, and when it had been 150 years down on the ground, then we can do a lot in 3 days too. So don't let July just slip by and do nothing and say, I'll get on it in August. Get on it tonight and tomorrow and the next day. Okay. And let's finish strong. So thank you all. Thank you so much to my speakers. Y'all did an excellent job. Of course, I knew you would because you are moving up and running like